we're gonna work on this 150R again. We got the top end done in the last video, but I have still a bunch of stuff to tidy up. Oh, like the radiator falling out, and this vent hose, I can't figure that out. But anyways, everything's just sitting on there, and I ordered some new parts. I looked back at the picture or the video and decided the cam was pretty shot. So I ordered this OEM Honda cam, got some new hoses, and then these are like all kinds of little bolts that the dude gave me in these. So we are going to start tearing this baby apart, and then we'll get it cleaned up and clean the carburetor out, see what's going on. Maybe we can get it running right. We got these bolts out. There we go. Uh-oh. The cam bucket came out of the holder right here, and then the shim came out. Anyways, got all that back in. Now I got to figure out how to get this cam out of this holder situation. Okay, so there's a circlip here. All right, so there's a circlip. You see it right there, and then let's see. You can see it right there. Nice. Success. So now I think this should pop out. Maybe we'll lightly hit it with this. So let's see how we can get that bearing out now. Interesting. Looks like I'm gonna have to get into this thing again, because if you look at those buckets, you can see this one's got like a big divot, and this one's got like a, actually you can't even feel it. Gotta order parts. And for a comparison to this, so this is the used cam that was in there, and this is this cam, new one. So you can see those tops of those lobes are blown out. Well, since we have to buy more parts and wait for more parts, we'll go ahead and take this carburetor apart. Oh great, it's leaking gas all over me. Love that. Carburetor bowl's got a little bit of gunk in it. And there is no spring. I love that for me. Which I believe the new rebuild kit, which should have been here by now, was supposed to come with a new one. I'll have to look it up. Well, I think we can just order a new one. Now the one thing I did not open yet is this. What did you pay, like $7? Carburetor looks good. Order a couple pieces for that. Well, I was working on the 150R here, and I ran into an issue where I need more parts. Hopping back onto this CRF150 project. I pulled the head apart because the cam, I decided that the cam was in fact beat up. You can see that these don't match. And then you can see that this bucket's got a fat dent in it, while this one does not. And you can also see in there that one's a little scored. So anyways, I basically got a whole new cam holder. I have a new cam and new buckets. So basically you can see that all over here. I got all the new parts laid out. This is the new cam tower, new cam, new bearing for the cam. What else we got? I got some OEM bolts for the sprocket there, so we don't have any Mickey Mouse bolts going on anymore. Got new buckets, shim kit, order some new studs, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna use those, but I can always put them in the parts bin. Now I got a bunch of carburetor parts. This is for the hot start. This is the fuel inlet kit. This is the choke. You know, I mean, I could have ordered an Amazon carburetor, but I feel like on this bike, you got to use the OEM stuff. And this is a full carburetor rebuild kit. So I think just for simplicity, we'll start with rebuilding the carburetor. These are all the new parts right here. Comes with a bunch of little pieces. The one thing this kit does not come with is the diaphragm. But the diaphragm I had in here was good. There's that. There's a spring. Now there is one O-ring, which might be this one, hopefully. Let's see if that one fits in there. Seems like it does. I just hope I don't need this O-ring somewhere else, but I think that's where it goes. I don't know the correct way. I got the Accelerator pump diaphragm in. I'm pretty sure it's the right way. This jet, when I tried to take it out, it stripped out a little bit, or the head rounded out. So we'll put a fresh one in there. That came with the kit. Don't want to tighten it too much. Willing to bet this is our O-ring. You know, it seems a little small. Now we have that installed. Let's see, what else can we install on here? Let's see if we can get this pin out. There's a pin. That should drop out. There's not apparently anything wrong with this, but we're here and we got a new part. So that goes like so. There we go. Float bowl is in. A couple different jets here. Let's see. So the pilot jet that came out of the bike says a Keihin 45. And this one says 38. And then we also got this other one that says 40. I don't know. I think this jet, I'm gonna just put it back in. Put this one back in. 35 is what came with it. Now this says 138. So I guess it's got bigger jets in it because it has the aftermarket exhaust. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this back in too. Doesn't need to be super tight. Now, I don't know what jet this is. It says it's a 68. It's probably not gonna focus. It says it's a 68. And let's see, the one they sent is a 68. So we'll use that one. Now the question is which hole does it go in?
That's what she said.
I think it goes in this one. Now the pilot, we said we're using this one. What else can we do next? How about we put the choke in? That's an easy one. So that's this new Honda part. And that just goes right here. Nice. Love it. Now, of course, this is a big wrench. This guy. Now this one, I couldn't tell if the O-rings came in the kit or not, which I'm pretty sure the O-rings did come in the kit. I'm pretty sure it's these three right here, because they look identical to these three. But this was literally only like $7 for this fuel hook, this fuel barb, and all the O-rings. So a little bit of this cocoa juice. Perfect. Yeah, that was like the one part that Honda sold that was not super expensive for this. Okay. That's that. That works well. Now the next thing we can do, I think, is put the float bowl on. Carburetor bowl. Four new screws, which is nice. Actually, they give it more than 4 new screws. One major reason I bought this kit was because I was missing some of the doodads for this. Now, typically, spring, and I can't tell which one goes next, if it's the O-ring or the washer. I think we might be able to figure it out here. Yeah, I think the O-ring goes. Yeah, I think that would make sense. Now, one thing you always want to make sure is that the O-ring and washer are not in here, and I already made sure of that before. Good rule of thumb is to turn it all the way in. All right, all the way in, and then 2 out. So one, 2. So I've never redone a hot start cable here, so I guess we can do it together. Pull that back. All right, looks like all those pieces just came off. Now let's boot. Comes with a new boot. And this elbow. New elbow. And this goes on like so. The major reason why I was replacing all this, because the plastic piece was all stripped out. All right, spring. Now that working and twerking. Anyways, I popped this off, and then of course there's two timing marks in there. You can see one there, so you can see there's two. So it's the second one that you line up, but really the one you line up is this one. Gets lined up with that. See that dot on that gear? That gets lined up with that other notch. Well, that obviously ain't right because that one's not lining up, so I guess this cam sprocket is 180 out roughly. Would have figured the out would be at the top, but I guess not. Okay. So we're still not in the right spot here. So I think this needs to be straight up and down and straight up square with the motor. So it looks like we're one or two teeth off at the moment. Wrong way. Alright, that one's in. Alright, ooh, I thought those holes weren't lining up for a second. It was making me nervous. So you see that up there, and that one right there, it looks like we're still a tooth off, but I'm gonna double check and make sure that our crank is still in the correct position. Yep, we moved it. So let's move that back. And then everything should be perfect after that. Right there. Now let's see where our mark's at now. Oh yeah, dead on the money. You can see them lining up there. I need to tighten these down now. Also need to make sure these 10 millimeters are tight. I'm sure these have a torque spec, but we're gonna torque them to good enough. I might dub my shop the Good Enough Garage. Now we must figure out the decompression again. Timing tensioner. So you take that bolt out, and then you kind of reach in here with this guy, and you want to take all the tension off. You want it to like basically slide all the way in like that, and then you can coil back in. Now it'll start. Just kidding. Got lots more to go. What the hell? Why is it leaking everywhere? All right, let's see if we can get this to not leak with a fresh fuel line and some clamps, which, you know, we rebuilt the carburetor with all new gaskets and everything. So I don't think that was leaking. I think it's this. But it's hard to tell because, you know, the gas just leaks kind of, I don't know how to explain it. Okay, let's see if it leaks now. So I've been going crazy because the carburetor keeps leaking, and I finally figured it out. And that is this O-ring. The kit does not come with this O-ring for the accelerator pump. And actually that O-ring is not even going to be big enough. Actually, so this O-ring has a little seat inside the carburetor, and this one has that little divot there. So now you know. So at first I thought I was missing some of these vent hoses, but because I couldn't figure out how the orientation went. But I have since then got on eBay and I have all the pieces. I just don't know which way they go. And so I'm gonna try and figure this out right now. All right, so this goes down there, comes up, and then you have this little elbow, and then this little Y. That Y is what hooks up to this. So now we just gotta figure out how this goes. That's that connection. And then this comes over. Now it's a big jumble, bunch of crap. I was missing a nut right here, so I took this one off to go find another one. So the seat did not fit right. The back of the seat kind of like bananaed up, and there was a big gap right here. Maybe I can find a little clip from one of my videos. So I clamped it on the table like this, and I used the torch and heated the seat pan up a little bit. So let's see if it is better now. Oh yeah, look at that. Heck, it might even be too much. Perfect. Yeah, it definitely closed up that gap that was right there. Love it. Okay, I think we're gonna stop the video here. We got it all cleaned up, and the bike is looking way better. I'm not going to do the wheels and tires in this video because I'm going to go ahead and get the wheels powder coated. My buddy said he'll do them for 60 bucks, and I don't want to take them on and off twice. So I got the this tube right here patched up. So I got the two tubes ready to go. I'm going to order a fresh bearing kit. So in the next video, we'll take the wheels off, get them powder coated, put fresh bearings in. I'm thinking about ordering a set of plastics for this thing, even though, I mean, this thing's clapped out as it is, right? But UFO's got like 45% off all their plastics right now. So a full set of plastics with fork guard is like 80 bucks. So we'll do plastics, new chain and sprockets in the next video. I got some grips on the way, and I got new throttle cables coming. What else can we do? Maybe touch up the frame with some spray paint that's not primer gray. And I think I'm gonna order some grip tape. So, and then maybe change these ugly bolts right there. What is that? Who did that? Clean it up a little bit more in the next video, and then hopefully we can start riding this thing.